Okay, so now let's start the discussion of the remaining portion of this the topic. The topic is introduction, definition of basic terms related to the forestry. Right, in the previous two sessions we have already discussed most of the terms. So today also I like to discuss some of the terms, and obviously I like to communicate with you in such a way so that you are able to understand. Right, so again I'm saying all of you good morning, and I hope and happy new year also, because this is the first class after this in this year. So let's start the discussion, and in between if you have any kind of question, as I told you, you can raise the question either through uh, unmute yourself or through the message box. So let's start the discussion here again. So lots of terms we have already discussed, and the topic of our discussion is forestry and related terms, isn't it? So let's start the discussion today, some more topics. So today we'll discuss this based on the objectives classification of forestry. Is it okay? So first the things one should understand the meaning of this word objective. Right, what do you mean by objective? This is the first meaning that one should understand. That then you can easily understand that how the classification has been made here. Is it okay? So first let me explain you, or just give me the idea what is the meaning of objective. Objective means a specific purpose, right? Or you can say that that's something that you have intention to achieve, right? Or you can also say that why you are doing some kind of activity, that is objective purpose, or some kind of achievement that you have to make, so that is the objectives, right? So based on that purpose or based on that aim, objective is also called aim, right? On the objective or the aim, forestry, there is a classification in forestry, right? So the classification has been already written over there. You can just look at the slide. So there is this kind of classification has to be, but the thing is objective, a specific purpose has to be attached with the classification, right? We have a specific aim need to be fulfilled, we have a specific achievement has to be made, right? We have a certain purpose that need to be fulfilled. On the basis of all those kind of conditions, the classification has been made here. As we look at here, the classification is first protection forestry, then you have a commercial, then we have the social forestry. Social forestry is again classified as farm forestry, extension forestry, and then extension forestry again classified mixed, shelter belt, linear strip plantation, and then we have another forestry, reforestation of degraded forest, and the recreational forestry. So in this way there is three classification. You are able to say major classification is three: protection, commercial, social, and these are the minor classification. These are the minor classification, isn't it? So we'll discuss all this classification one by one. So let's start with this first classification. So first we need to understand the protection forestry, right? This is the first classification that one need to understand. But before moving again, one need to understand the meaning of protection, right? If you understand the meaning of protection, you can easily understand the all the things there itself. So protection forestry, as the name suggests, as you look at here, isn't it? The name is protection forestry, and the term is forestry term I have already explained to you. What is forestry? You all know that it is kind of art and science to manage the forest, or to get certain yield from the forest. So the term protection has been attached with that, isn't it? So protection means no harmful activity has to be done in the forest, right? Or you have to take something very safe, right? That is protection forest. As the name says, protection, you have to save something. You are supposed to make an arrangement so that you are not going to make any kind of damage. So protection forestry is that it means that kind of practice that you have to be done, that whether you are not doing any kind of harmful impact on the forest. Listen carefully again. What do you mean by this protection forestry? It means the certain kind of practice in the forest area, whether you are not doing any harmful activity, right? It means through your own activity there is no negative impact on the forest. Is it okay? That is protection forestry. So now we need to understand there why we need to practice this protection forestry. So there are the certain important objects that you are able to look at here. First, protecting lands, right? Protecting lands. Protecting land means where the forest is there. You know that nowadays, because of growing population, the population need more and more land, and from where they will get the land? Obviously, there is encroachment in the forest area. It means we are supposed to lose the forest area day by day because of encroachment activity by the humans, or the basically human intervention or human interference there, and we are losing the forest land also. So if you are going to lose the land, what will happen? It will give the negative impact on the forest, isn't it? So the first job as a protection forestry is there, that we need to protect that land. It means we have to save that land. We have to make an arrangement so that there is no any kind of damage has been there on that particular land, right? It may be man-made activity will be there, or we have to protect the land from the wind and water erosion also. Water erosion also, right? Because you know that if water has to flow, then erosion has to be done there, and through the erosion soil has to be get damaged, and if soil is to get damaged, then what will happen? Obviously the forest area forest cover you are going to lose there. So you have to protect the lands from the human interference also, from the water erosion, and from the wind erosion also there. Is it okay? Then next in the protection first, what the things we have to done? Conserving water supplies for human consumption. That I have already explained to you ki how a forest is going to be protect for water supply. I think in the previous 2 or 3 lectures I have explained you all these phenomena there, so I am not supposed to go in detail also again here. Then how you supposed to protect the forest? So this is the reducing hazard from the flood damage to the human life and property. You are reducing all this impact of reduction will be there. See, if excess rainfall will be there, flood has to be occur, right? It is very difficult for a human to make any arrangements to stop the flood or something, but we can reduce the impact. We can reduce the impact by making certain kind of constructions or making certain kind of awareness. We are able to reduce the hazard. So this is another objective of this protection. First, we are reducing the hazards, and then amelioration of adverse climate effect. This is very important there. Amelioration of adverse climatic effects. Amelioration means you are making things better. Adverse climatic effects means if there is a more pollution and some other kind of climatic negative climate impact has been there, so you can reduce those negative climate impact if you have going to raise the forest, right? Or whatever the forest that has been there, you are supposed to protect that forest. So all using all these practices, you are able to achieve a good environmental condition of that particular area or the area nearby the forest itself, right? So this is all this objective has to be made under the practice of protection forestry. Is it okay? All of you get that? Have you understand this concept, protection forestry? Or if there is any question, you have 30 seconds, you can ask a question. Point 4. Okay, Mahendra Bogati, you have asked the question, amelioration of adverse climatic. Amelioration means to make things better. Amelioration means to make things better, right? And you know that you can understand in a very simple way. See, because of the pollution, the carbon dioxide, the quantity of carbon dioxide is built more and more, right? And where you are supposed to store the carbon dioxide? Is there any kind of instrument you have, any kind of? So you can't store carbon dioxide. So only the tree has that kind of capacity to store the carbon dioxide, right? So if you are going to protect the forest, if you are going to raise more and more forest, then what will happen? All this carbon dioxide has been stored with the trees itself. It means on the open environment there will be a less amount of carbon dioxide, and obviously if the less amount of carbon dioxide will be there, so climatic condition will be much better. I hope you get the concept here. This is one example as I have given you. Through the example I have explained you how you can ameliorate the adverse climatic effect. But is there any other question? हाँ संदीप सिंह, यू हैव सेड दैट हिंदी में भी समझाई, तो तुम कौन सा पॉइंट को तुम चाहते हो कि मैं हिंदी में बताऊं? बिकॉज जहाँ तक मैं समझता हूँ मैंने हर एक को बहुत ही सिंपल इंग्लिश में बोलने की कोशिश किया. आई एम नॉट यूजिंग एनी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड वर्ड्स और समथिंग लाइक दैट दैट यू आर unable to understand. I am using just very simple and common word, but still if you think that some points should be discussed in Hindi, so you should be very specific related to that. So संदीप जब भी अच्छा ठीक है. So in a few minutes I will try to explain in the Hindi. Right? Protection forestry, the practice primary. See, प्रोटेक्शन फॉरेस्ट्री मतलब तुम्हें फॉरेस्ट को बचा के रखना है. ठीक है, ऐसे फॉरेस्ट डेवलप करना है जिस पे कोई छेड़छाड़ ना हो और जिसको किसी तरह से कोई नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट ना हो और जिसको तुम मतलब तुम नुकसान नहीं पहुंचा रहे. जो भी फॉरेस्ट तुम्हारे एरिया में तुम उसे एज इट इज़ बचा रहे. ठीक है, और पर्पस क्या होगा तुमको फॉरेस्ट बचाने का? तो पर्पस उसका यही होगा कि फर्स्ट इफ़ फॉरेस्ट रहेगा तो इफ़ तुम्हें पता है फॉरेस्ट होगा तो ट्री होगा, ट्री होगा तो रूट होगा, रूट सॉइल को पकड़ेगा. तो सॉइल पे जब तक रूट होल्ड करेगा तब तक क्या होगा, तब तक ना तो वहाँ पर विंड इरोजन होगा, ना सॉइल इरोजन होगा, ना वाटर इरोजन होगा. अदरवाइज वाटर इरोजन विंड इरोजन से क्या हो जाएगा, सॉइल ख़राब हो जाएगा और फॉरेस्ट भी ख़राब हो सकता है और किसी तरह का क्रॉप भी नहीं होगा. दूसरा तुम्हें मैंने हर प्रीवियस 2 और 3 जितने लेक्चर हुए सब में मैंने समझाया कि कैसे फॉरेस्ट ज़रूरी है वाटर सप्लाई के लिए. राइट? सो इफ़ फॉरेस्ट को तुम प्रोटेक्ट कर लोगे तो वाटर सप्लाई भी प्रॉपरली प्रोटेक्ट रहेगा. इट मीन्स तुम कंटिन्यूसली वाटर सप्लाई मिल जाएगा तुम्हें. राइट? और इफ़ फॉरेस्ट रहेगा तो कोई किस तरह कोई फ्लड डैमेज हो सकता है तो तुम उसको मिनिमाइज़ कर सकते हो. देखो तुम फ्लड को पूरी तरह से रोक नहीं सकते. ठीक है, राइट, बट हम उसके क्या कहते हैं, उसके इम्पैक्ट को मिनिमाइज़ कर सकते हैं यदि हमने फॉरेस्ट को प्रोटेक्ट कर लिया तो. और दूसरा मैंने भी बता दिया, एमिलरेशन ऑफ एडवर्स क्लाइमेटिक इफेक्ट. इट मीन्स हम अपने जो भी क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशन होगा उसको भी इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं फॉरेस्ट के थ्रू यदि हमने फॉरेस्ट को प्रोटेक्ट कर लिया तो. ठीक है, अब समझ गया संदीप? और इज देयर एनी क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम एनीवन अगेन? Okay, so now moving to the next slide. So now the another kind of forestry is commercial forestry that need to be discussed here. Commercial forestry, right? So again we need to understand the first this term commercial. You people already heard this word several times. So first we need to understand the term commercial. So when you understand the term commercial, you can easily understand this forestry also there. राइट? ठीक है. अभिषेक कुमार, यू आस्किंग फ्लड को कैसे रोक सकते हैं? नहीं, मैंने कभी नहीं कहा कि तुम फ्लड को रोक सकते हो. मैंने ये कहा कि यदि फॉरेस्ट कवर होगा, तुम फॉरेस्ट बचाते हो तो फ्लड के इम्पैक्ट को कम कर सकते हो. ठीक है, और वो कैसे होगा फिर से सुन लो. मैंने बताया है बहुत सारे लेक्चर में, बट स्टिल आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग यू अगेन. देखो ध्यान से समझो कि यदि वाटर फ्लो होगा और तुमने वाटर फ्लो के सामने मतलब पानी का बहाव हो रहा है, तुमने उसके सामने किसी तरह का कोई ऑब्स्टेकल मतलब कोई रोकने की कोई व्यवस्था कर दी है, तो क्या हो जाएगा, उसका स्पीड धीरे धीरे स्लो हो जाएगा. ठीक है, तो अब ध्यान से समझो यहाँ पे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ठीक है जी, और यहाँ पे फॉरेस्ट है, ट्री है. फॉरेस्ट मीन्स क्या, ऑब्वियसली ट्री होगा, ट्री है, पूरा ट्री है. और सपोज यहाँ से पानी का फ्लो आता है, ठीक है, अपने स्पीड पे, तो क्या होगा, जब वो उसके सामने सारे पेड़ आएंगे तो हर एक लेयर बाय लेयर क्या होगा, इसका स्पीड कम होता जाएगा, धीरे धीरे कम होता जाएगा. तो जब ये पूरा फॉरेस्ट एरिया होगा तो क्या होगा, स्पीड कम होगा, जो आउटपुट होगा उसका वो बहुत ही कम हो जाएगा. तो उससे क्या होगा कि निगेटिव इम्पैक्ट वो मिनिमाइज हो जाएगा. समझ गया, ह्यूमन लाइफ पे और इफ एनी अदर काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स दैट यू आर लुकिंग फॉर. सो फ्लड को रोक नहीं सकते हैं, फ्लड के इम्पैक्ट को, उसके प्रभाव को कम कर सकते हैं. समझ गए अभिषेक? मैंने तो ध्यान से सुनो और समझो चीज़ों को. ठीक, अब हम जो नेक्स्ट समझेंगे, नेक्स्ट द टर्म नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस कमर्शियल. ठीक है, commercial. So first we need to understand the commercial. What do you mean by commercial word? So commercial is what basically this word is attached with those kind of activity whether the buying and selling of certain goods and services has to be taken place. Listen carefully again. Listen carefully again. What is the meaning of commercial? Commercial means this basic term is attached with those kind of activity whether the buying and selling of goods and services has to be taken place. Is it okay? Goods and services, उस जब भी इस तरह का कोई एक्टिविटी होगा जहाँ बाइंग सेलिंग मतलब कुछ चीज़ खरीद रहे कुछ चीज़ बेच रहे, तो क्या खरीदोगे क्या बेचोगे, तो कुछ सामान ही खरीदोगे बेचोगे, कुछ सामान या कुछ सेवाएं, गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज. ठीक है. तो कमर्शियल फॉरेस्ट्री बेसिकली दोज थिंग्स. अगेन लिसन केयरफुली. कमर्शियल इज दोज काइंड ऑफ एक्टिविटी वेयर द गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज has to be buy and sell, this kind of activity that you are engaged, that is commercial. So commercial forestry means through the forestry you are getting certain goods and services which you are able to buy and sell. ठीक है. इट मीन्स फॉरेस्ट्री से आपको ऐसी चीज़ें मिल रही हैं, ऐसा गुड्स और सर्विस मिल रहा है जिसको आप खरीद और बेच सकते हैं. सो इफ यू आर गोइंग टू डू दोज काइंड ऑफ प्रैक्टिसेस where this buying and selling of goods and services from forest has to be taken place, that is called commercial forestry. That is called commercial forestry. So again what the simple purpose is there. So we are producing timber and other forest product. Timber means we are getting लकड़ियाँ जो मिलती है simple, तो we are getting timber from the forest, we are producing timber from there. And not only timber, we are producing this herbs, shrubs, और जिसको हिंदी में जड़ी बूटी बोलते हैं. ठीक है. बिकॉज आप जड़ी बूटी को भी बाय और सेल कर सकते हो. Isn't these are the commercial forestry. तो in commercial forestry basically we are practicing those type of forestry whether we are producing those goods and services in the forest area which we are able to buy and sell. Is it okay? So as you get that, so timber, if you are getting timber you can buy and sell. You are getting certain kind of medical plants there. ठीक है. in Hindi जड़ी बूटी, so that also you are able to buy and sell. So if you are practicing this kind of activity, that is commercial forestry. Is it clear to all of you now? Commercial forestry, the term is clear. What is there in question from this commercial forestry? Is there any question from anyone in this commercial forestry? Okay, so no question is there from anyone. So now move to this social forestry. Social forestry again is not a very difficult word to understand. Social, as the name suggests, social forestry, it means it is linked with the society, or the society means generally the human society we are talking about. So social forestry means if you are raising or if you are producing or if you are doing practicing of forestry, right, outside the conventional forestry. Listen carefully again. What is social forestry? Right. See, there are certain area which is called forest. A specified area is called forest. Right. But if you are raising forest or if you are practicing forest, right, outside from this conventional forest area, that is social forestry. In a very simplified form, how the things can be. For example, you have a village. You are residing in a village and you are practicing forestry in your village, that is social forestry. Is it okay? You are residing in a city, fine, in a city, and you are practicing forestry there, that is social forestry in a very simple term. It means you are practicing forestry outside the conventional forest area. See, this is conventional forest area. You are not doing any activity here, you are doing activity in your village. Obviously commercial forestry contradicts protection forestry, obviously there. So but you need to understand the objective. So as per the objective you have to develop the forest. Abhishek, as you ask the question, obviously commercial forestry contradicts the protection forestry is there, but as per the condition, as per the locality, as per the climate, you have to take a decision. Is it okay? As I told you several times, for example, you have a Simla forest. Simla forest is protection forest. Why protection? Because water supply has to be done there, isn't it? If you look at Dehradun, if you come to Dehradun, you see this forest area in the nearby your college campus. This is also protection forest, right? There is no commercial forest, so that the amelioration of environment can be done there. So that's why sometimes plantation forestry has to be done there also. Plantation forestry means man-made forestry, right? You have acres of land, you can do this kind of practice, that is called commercial forestry also there. It is not necessary that you are getting timber only from the natural forest. If you are going to develop some man-made forest is there, so this kind of practice is called commercial forestry also there. Is it okay? And you can also practice this commercial forestry in a natural forest area, but we have a certain restrictions, certain rules and laws, certain regulation has to be followed there. Is it okay, Abhishek? Have you get the concept here? And I hope all of you have get this both the word commercial and social forestry. Is there any question from this both the word commercial and social? Okay, so now moving to this next slide. Another type of forestry is farm forestry, and then we have extension forestry. We have, so farm forestry, you all know that farm, you people already studied in the agriculture, so this farm is very much related to the agriculture. So first we need to understand this farm. What is farm? Though I hope you all know that, but still I like to speak some words on the what is farm. Farm is basically a piece of land with a boundary, right? A piece of land with a boundary, then it is called farm. First thing that you need to understand here, we have a piece of land and it has a limitation, it has a boundary, and then we are managing this piece of forest with certain scientific process, that is called farm. That is called farm. Is it okay? You all people belong to certain rural areas or certain villages or certain, and you people are also practicing agriculture, so obviously you all have a certain piece of land which has a boundary, isn't it? I think none of you has unlimited piece of land. Is there any student who has an unlimited piece of land? Obviously not. So you all have a certain piece of land, so a specific boundary has to be made there, so that is called farm. And on this piece of land we are practicing certain any kind of practice you can do that. It may be agriculture, it may be any other kind of practice with certain scientific rules and regulations or certain scientific process. So that is farm. So we are doing the farm forestry also here. So obviously that terms of the practice of forestry on the farms, right? In the farms we are doing forestry on the farms. How the forestry practice of forestry can be done there? So if you have a piece of land, so on the boundary, or this is also called bunds, on the boundaries you are raising the trees. Is it okay? On the boundary you are raising the tree, and in this you are raising your agricultural crops. Is it okay? Right? So that is farm forestry. It means you are raising or you are practicing forestry in the private agricultural land. Have you get that? And you have lots of advantages there. If you are raising this kind of forestry practices, then it will be act as a wind break, isn't it? Wind break will be there. Wind break, if for example there is a high speed wind is coming from this area, so this layer of tree will going to reduce the speed and your agricultural crop has no harm at all. So we have advantage with this farm forestry also there. And you people have already seen that nowadays most of the farm this kind of practice has been done there. People are raising this tree species on this boundary of the agricultural field itself. Is it okay? Have you get that? Have you understand this farm forestry, all of you? Is there any question there from anyone? vegetal. Vegetal means, as I told you, it may be any kind of crop, it may be tree, it may be the agricultural crop, anything that is vegetation. Okay, it may be grass, it may be shrubs, it may be herbs, that is called vegetation, or the vegetal screens. It's the term protective vegetal screens created around a form of vegetal screens you are creating. It means we have a field. Screens means what? One kind of barrier you are creating, screen. So if you are raising tree here, so it will be as a vegetal screens, because this tree is vegetation. It will act as a screen. It means it's going to stop any kind of high speed wind or something. Even the water will come in there, it will going to be slowed down by this layer of tree. Is it okay? Is there any other question? Rupam Singh, repeat it again. So you just no, obviously no. This social forestry and farm is not the same, right? Is not the same. Social forestry, it means you are raising the complete forest. There is no mixing of farm there. Here you are practicing farm in here in the farm you are practicing forestry in the agricultural field itself. Right, but in the social forestry it is not necessary that you are doing forestry practice in the agricultural land. Is it okay? For example, in the village area there are some spare land is there, so you are raising forest there, so that will social forestry. Is it okay? Have you get that, all of you? Okay, now we go for this another extension term. It is similar to social forest. This extension term is similar to social forestry, you can say that. Is it okay? Because the definition suggests the almost the same concept here. As you look at this, situated in the place away from the conventional forestry with the objective of increasing the area under the growth, right? So that is extension. If the name is the extension, it means we are extending the forest area. Listen carefully again. You are extending the forest area, right? And so that's why it is the term extension has been utilized there. So you just look at it, you are growing the forest or other kind of vegetation far away from the conventional forest area. That one need to understand here. Is it okay? So you just look at here. So I like to also explain you how it is bit different from the social forestry. You can understand the things that will be discussed also later on, but today you just try to understand the definition, because we are discussing this. Right, so you just all of you again listen carefully. See, let me show you this slide. Social forestry, we are also doing the forestry practices outside the conventional forest. So what's the basic difference that one need to understand here, because obviously the question will come into the mind. So this question is the difference is very simple. You just look at here, when you are doing social forestry, we are doing for this purpose. Just look at the benefit of rural and urban communities. Benefit of the rural and urban communities. It means what? It means if you are raising the social forestry, if you are practicing social forestry, it means whatever the forest species you are going, people can get from their fuel and fodder. Fuel means using that leaf they can feed their cattle. Even the branches can be used for the fuel purpose. It means it is, and not only this, through this you are also able to improve the environmental condition also there, right? Whereas if you look for this extension forestry, right, so here the objective is only to increase the area under tree growth. Have you get that? This is not used for rural or social community, sorry, rural or urban communities. It is just used for increasing the tree area of tree under growth. Have you get the concept? Have you understand the difference between both the extension and social, right? Because in both the social, whether it is a social forestry, whether it is a extension forestry, we are practicing forestry outside the conventional area, but only the objective is different. In the social forestry, raising of forest is there just for to feed to cater the need of rural and urban society. But here there is no inclusion in extension forestry, there is no inclusion of urban rural society. It is just to increase the area under tree growth. Is it okay? Have you all get that? Have you all understand this term, both social and extension? Have you understand the difference also here? Or is there any question from anyone? You can ask. Is there any question? Okay, so let's move to this. The next for forestry practices, that is recreational practices, right? Recreational forestry. Now urban social forestry and the farm is same. No, it's not same. Again, you are a bit confusing Angu between both the things. Social forestry and farm is again not the same, right? Farm, the name is specifically farm, right? So you just to get that you are raising or you are growing the tree on the agricultural field. Farm is there. It means first you have to have a farm, then the forestry has to be practiced there. But in the social forestry and through the farm, it is not necessary that you are able to cater all this rural society there, right? It may be individual objective that you are raising certain forestry just to protect your farm or just to fulfill your own needs, right? But the social forestry, the name says social means the whole society has to get benefited through those kind of forestry practices. Is it okay, Angu? Or is there any question from anyone? You people can ask again. Okay, ठीक है. Now come to this recreational forestry, right? As means recreation means a fun kind of thing. It means you are enjoying the things there, that is recreation, right? For example, you are visiting any park, you are visiting any kind of hills, you are visiting the beaches, that is recreation, because you are just going to enjoy there. You are enjoying the beautiful scene there, you are enjoying the green cover of forest there, you are enjoying the hills there, that is recreation. Is it okay? So now the other kind of things is that recreational forestry means you are it is kind of forestry whether you are just raising the ornamental trees, right? Just ornamental trees. Ornamental, it means you have no intention to produce timber, you have no intention to produce any kind of grass, you have no intention to produce any kind of fuel and fodder. You are just raising those trees which is a aesthetic value. It means by seeing that, oh, that's a very beautiful tree, beautiful flowers we have, isn't it, right? Beautiful kind of plant. Oh, that kind of plant has only aesthetic value. There are no proper useful value. For example, you can't use the timber of that plant, you can't eat that plant or something, but the plant is looking beautiful, right? That is recreational forestry. So you are raising those kind of trees or shrubs, right, which is going to beautify certain area there. Sometimes you have seen there some roadside plantation has been done there. So roadside plantation to just beautify the roadside area, right? You can, and so that they are selecting certain kind of species which is going to survive all those hard condition of road there. Or if you are going to visit certain parks, so parks again the tree has been raised there, so those tree has looking very beautiful. You are happy to see, you are just admiring, oh, how beautiful this tree is there, but that is not useful for timber or any kind of other activity. Have you get it? That is recreational forestry. I hope you all have get this concept here also. Is it okay? Is there any kind of question if any people have? Is there any question? Okay, so no question at all, so let me move to the next topic, right? That is forest classification that we need to discuss here. Forest classification, right? So let me explain you how the forest has been classified and how we need to understand the things here again, right? So again, if you have any question, you people can ask there. Obviously recreation can be done in a limited area. Limited area is there, obviously. Okay, so now we move to this concept, forest classification. It means how the forest can be classified. So there are 4 criteria that one need to follow, and you need to understand that not only in India but in the whole world, right? These are some specific conditions that need to be followed while classifying the forest. So there are 4 conditions that I would like to discuss with all of you: climate, seasonality, geographically, and leafing. So on the basis of climate, right? On the basis of climate, you all know that the climate, average weather condition of that particular area, that is climate, right? So on the basis of, if you're talking about the climate, on the basis of climate, so on the basis of climate, forest has been classified into, you can say that, temperate forest, tropical forest, subtropical forest, rainforest, like that, right? Because on the basis of, if you talk the rainforest, it means the climatic area is rainy. Most of the time that area has a rain. For example, you talk about the Meghalaya. I think you have heard this name, Meghalaya, where most of the time rainfall is there, right? So, and we have another area also. If you talk about the temperate, tropical means where you can say that where this temperature is bit high, you can say that. Oh, let me through. I think you all have studied this geography. So let me explain through geography. If this is equator, right, and then we have this area and this just nearby the equator area, right, this is tropical area, that is tropical. And after the tropical we have a temperate, where the temperature is a bit mild, not so hot, not so cold, right? This area is very much cold, very much hot we have near the equator, as you have heard this southern part of our country, Kerala and other things, right? So this zone is temperate, tropical. So this is temperate, again this is temperate, and then this is top part that is called alpine zone, isn't it, where you have seen this snowfall, and there we have a Himalayas and everything is there. So the season will be there accordingly. Is it okay? So on the basis of all these 4 conditions that we introduce, the climate, seasonality, geographically, and leafing, on the basis of forest has been classified. And let me explain all the things. So on the basis of climate, we have a temperate forest, we have a tropical forest, we have a rain forest, and some other kind of climate is there. So you will able to get the forest accordingly. Is it okay? Right? So have we get that? Now if talk about the seasonality, just a moment, just a moment, I'm getting one thing, just a moment. कहाँ गया? हेलो, हाँ कौन? अच्छा दक्ष, ठीक है दक्ष, मैं तुम्हें आधे घंटे में कॉल करता हूँ क्लास के बाद, ठीक है? Okay, now I'd like to discuss, and because I have some students is coming there, so I'm getting engaged there. All right. So again, on the basis of climate, the forest has been classified. So on the basis of climate, I told you, you have a tropical, you have a temperate, you have alpine kind of forest we are able to visualize. Then on the basis of season, we can classify the forest in two terms. One is evergreen. It means where there is no fall of leaf, and there is a deciduous. It means आप लोगों ने सुना होगा ना, वो हिंदी में आप कहते हैं पतझड़, जब वो पत्ते गिर जाते हैं जिस पेड़ के, ठीक है, और जो एवरग्रीन रहता है मतलब जो हमेशा ही जिस जो पेड़ हरा भरा रहता है. तो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ सीजनैलिटी वी कैन क्लासिफाई द फॉरेस्ट इन टू फॉर्म्स, डेसिडियस एंड एवरग्रीन. Is it okay? Again, try to understand. On the basis of seasonality, we have a two classification: evergreen. Let me write it here. Evergreen, and we have a deciduous. Two kind of things has to be done there. On the basis of this, we can classify the forest like that. And then we talk about the geographically. Geographically means where the forest has been placed. So obviously we have a two part only. If you look at the earth, we have a northern part and we have a southern part, isn't it? नॉर्दर्न प्लेस मतलब उत्तर की तरफ और दक्षिण की तरफ, राइट. अर्थ पे भी यही होता है. सो ऑन द जियोग्राफिकली यू कैन क्लासिफाई द फॉरेस्ट दैट दिस इज नॉर्दर्न फॉरेस्ट एंड दिस इज southern forest. Is it okay? And if talk about the classification of the leafing, so I have already discussed with again. Leafing means we have the broad leaf, जहाँ लीफ थोड़ा चौड़ा होता है, ब्रॉड लीफ, ठीक है. एंड वी हैव ए निडल शेप लीफ, निडल शेप लीफ आप लोगों को बताया था ना. जो कोनीफेरस होते हैं जैसे चीड़ का पेड़ है, और जो पाइन फॉरेस्ट है, और जो वो काफ़ी मतलब पहाड़ों के एरिया में जो फॉरेस्ट था उसके जो निडल्स होते हैं, देवदार है, उसके निडल शेप होता है. जो हमारे प्लेन पे होता है, बिहार में जाए, बंगाल में जाए, जो प्लेन एरिया तो वहाँ के जो लीफ है वो ब्रॉड लीफ स्पीस होता है, ठीक है. सो अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग. ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ क्लाइमेट वी हैव ए ट्रॉपिकल, टेम्परेट, अल्पाइन, subalpine, and so other kind of as per the climate you can name the forest. The seasonality, the two kind, evergreen and deciduous. Geographically northern or the southern, leafing, broadleaf or needle shape leafed. So on this basis the forest has been classified here. Have you get that? Is there any question? Is there any question up to this point? किसी कुछ पूछना है यहाँ तक? Is there any question? If you have, you can ask. Okay, so I am unable to get any question from anyone. So now I am moving to this Indian condition, type of Indian forest. So in India the forest is classified in 5 major groups, right? 5 major group we have, and forest has been classified accordingly. So just look at here, we have a moist tropical forest, dry tropical forest, mountain temperate forest, mountain subtropical forest, and alpine forest. So these are the classification has been done in Indian condition, right? So 5 major classification has been there, but and if you go with the sub classification, so total 16 type of forest you are able to see in India. Is it okay? Total 16 type of forest, and that is not in your syllabus, so I am just giving you the introduction of all those forest type here also. Is it okay? Because that the detail that in your syllabus, that detail is not to be discussed. So in Indian condition we have a 5 type of 5 major group, and rest 16 sub group is been there inside that forest, that I will discuss later on. So this most tropical, dry tropical, mountain temperate, mountain subtropical, and alpine forest we have. So now we will discuss all this. So first, this is the most tropical forest. As you look at there, the name is also tropical and moist. Moist means what? It means there is certain rainfall is there, and tropical means the temperature is bit hot there also. Is it okay? So that's a most tropical forest we have, right? And then we have this kind of forest, dry tropical, then you have mountain temperate forest, then you have this mountain subtropical forest, you have alpine forest, right? So these are the five major classification has been done in India for the forest. And you just look at there, I have given you this reference there, right? Through this reference you will also, if you have intention to get more and more information on the type of forest, you can read that here itself. Is it okay? And apart from this classification, there are another classification has been made by these two forester, Mr. Champion and Seth, right? There's a two forester that has been worked in India, and they are very much related to the Forest Research Institute that is situated in Dehradun, and they have recognized 16 type of forest in India, right? They have made this 16 classification of the forest that has been like that. Just look at their forest type of India, five major group I have shown you: tropical, then mountain, then temperate, then subalpine, alpine. Five major groups are there, and all this tropical has been again sub classified in 16 form. You just look at here, sub classification has been made accordingly. So all this sub classification has been made by this Sir Champion and Seth. Is it okay? In 1968, if you look at the date has been in 1968. They have worked in India itself, and they are very much related with closely related with this Forest Research Institute, where they have make all this kind of research work. Is it okay? The total 16 type of classification has been made there, and these are the distribution of all those forest in India itself. As you look at it, the figure has been there, name has been Professor Champion and Seth, 1968, and they have already classified in the Indian map how the forest has been distributed all over the India itself. Is it okay? So these are the just introduction of classification of forest, right? The basic information has to be shared with all of you that I have shared. So if you have any kind of question, if people have, you people can ask now. So is there any question to anyone? Is there any question from anyone? If people are free to ask a question, if I are unable to understand anything.